Which celebrity couple just announced their preggers?
Plus the dangers and scandals on today's news of online dating.
Yeah. And is chivalry dead, dying, or outdated?
And your live love advice.
That's
here.
It's a whole big show
on today's episode of
The Game Over Show.
Welcome to the Game Over Show.
I like him.
So do I. I'm Charles Gerolando.
I think I'm Lisa Stedman, but it's one of those Mondays.
It is.
You know, a lot of you are off work and...
Well, in the U.S. anyway.
Yes, for President's Day. Sorry about that. We do have a worldwide audience. Welcome around the world. Thank you for being here.
And if this is your first time here, we are on Monday through Thursday, right? Every day at, let's just do it, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in London, and 9 a.m. in Sydney, Monday through Thursday.
And if you're in Sydney, I am having coffee with you this morning. So
nice.
Welcome. Good morning.
And if you're anywhere, I'm having air with you because I don't have anything else to drink.
Well, we'll have cocktails with you anytime. Our friends in London, our friends on the East Coast, even our lushes at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Let's drink.
Let's do that. Well, it's because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's happy hour somewhere. Somewhere. Maybe there's a little booze in my coffee. I'm just saying.
It's guaranteed. This is Lisa Stedman, so this is booze in her coffee. We have a packed show. We got to get to it.
Let's get to what's hot.
So what is hot today?
Okay, can I do the game over clap when I'm enthusiastic about something?
Is it this way?
No, it's just me being, oh. So, yay! Congratulations for Fergie and Josh Duhamel, who just tweeted, I love that she announced to the world via Twitter that she and Josh plus baby makes 3.
Right.
They're preggers, and I'm excited for them. I think they're a really cute couple.
Definitely. And it's nice to have some good celebrity news.
Yeah.
You know, you end up with, there's so much train wreckedness.
Well, train wreckedness and just tragedies.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some Mindy McCready suicide. I'm so sorry for her. I'm so sorry for her family.
Yeah.
Jerry Buss died, Lakers owner. So there have been some celebrity tragedies. So we are very happy to announce some happy news in our What's Hot segment.
Definitely. So congratulations to them both.
Yay!
Awesome.
Tweet your sonogram, or what do they call it? You've been to those things. What are they?
It's an ultrasound.
Ultrasound. Yeah. Can't wait to see the baby. Oh my God, that baby's going to be cute.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
They're hot. they're
I've seen good-looking couples with some kids that are like...
Oh, have you?
It's like all the... Never mind.
Oh.
The baby's going to be beautiful. Baby's going to be beautiful.
Do you ever have celebrity couples that you think, I'd like to see them making the baby?
I don't want to necessarily watch the celebrity make a baby.
No? Like the voyeur? There's no voyeur?
Not that I want to discuss live on the air.
Let me just go on record as saying David Duchovny and Tia Leone. I'd like to see that.
Wow. Well, you know, David, Tia, if you would please send in your video.
Call us.
We'll feature it here.
All right.
Let's move on to Love and Tech. That's what we do back here when you guys are
It's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love.
So this is a little bit of a serious topic.
Well, it's a very serious topic.
Well, we've talked a lot about online dating on the show, for sure.
I happen to be a fan. You not so much.
Not so much at all, actually. And this kind of exemplifies what my dangers are. So let's read the story and then let's talk about it.
Okay.
So today, a variety of news sources announced or issued a story on what was happening with the site ChristianMingle.com. Mm-hmm. So a suspected rapist has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman he met on ChristianMingle.com, and he may have used the dating site to prey on women while he was traveling across the country. So
all kinds of boo to that.
This man's name is Sean Patrick Banks, 37, a former Navy sailor who used a fake name to contact a woman who he allegedly raped in November.
Okay.
Investigators believe he used additional aliases to contact other women on the popular site, and they're hoping that by issuing the picture, other women will now come forward.
Yeah, and so if you're watching, please pass this along, because this is very important that we do a service and help end this kind of behavior online. This is really unsettling, because I like online dating for the variety and the practice. I think it's really important when you're single not to feel like you're alone.
Sure.
So I'm a big fan of online dating, but these dangers, I mean, this is so clearly real and happening, and not just, like Christian Mingle, that would be a site that I would never think it would happen on.
Well, see, that's probably why he was there, and this is why I would probably say I'm against online dating, not because it's bad, but because how it's used, right?
So talk to us about how it's used.
Well, it creates a predatory environment. If a man wants to do this, or a woman in some cases, but you don't really know what you're getting into, and in the meantime, they are giving you their best of perception of who they are.
Right.
So when you when you meet someone at a bar, you meet someone at a grocery store,
but
or whatever.
Same thing. Bar, grocery store.
No, it's different. It's in person. So,
but they could still be a rapist
or
have bad intentions.
But you're meeting them in a public place, and they're not tapping into you purely on an emotional basis.
Okay.
So the problem that I have with online dating is that it's purely an emotional response, and as a result, infatuation gets triggered much earlier in the process.
Okay.
So it pulls you in mentally and emotionally, whereas when you're in person, you have all those body language cues that you may not be able to know what they are, but they're there. So with online dating, that disappears.
See, I'm gonna argue here, because I feel like the thing, and so this is a different example. This totally makes a case against what I'm about to say. But I feel like when you're online dating, you get a snapshot of who the person is versus someone approaches you in a dark parking garage at the supermarket. And parking garage is different than supermarket. But what I'm saying is, at least you have some kind of a snapshot online, and yes, it can be a false one.
Right.
But I think online dating was kind of the answer to women who didn't want to be approached by strangers in real life.
Well, no, but that's my point. So we agree.
Okay.
We totally agree. I'm not against online dating so much as I'm against how it's being used and the perception of truthfulness of the people that are on there. A lot of people end up jumping into a relationship because they know them and they click, and they spend hours on the phone and they just get each other. Where the truth of it is that not enough time has passed and they don't know who the other person is.
Okay.
So that's where I'm against it.
Okay.
And this woman, so full disclosure, I mean, she made I'm not bashing on a woman who's been obviously hurt, but she invited this guy over to her house.
For a first meeting?
To pick her up for a first date. That's what the report says. And that's just foolish,
Game
right?
over.
Totally.
Game over.
But she felt, I would bet, now the rest of the report didn't say this, but I would bet you that she just felt that connection, right?
Yeah,
like,
and felt comfortable.
I know him. It's okay. And it's not.
This is why you always take your own car, why you always tell friends where you are, why you always go to a very public place, why sometimes the first date is better to be done during the day, like a coffee date.
Sure. Some women have gone so far as to email me a copy of your driver's license, and I'll leave that with a friend of mine so that I know. Like, I think that's the safest way. And, you know, if they're offended, tough shit. Like,
yeah, right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to walk in? I mean, come on. No. Hell no. Hell no.
Good idea. Good idea. So those are some game on strategies for a very game over. Wow.
Yeah, I hope she's okay.
I hope she is too.
Yeah, and assuming this is real, I mean, obviously this is he's been accused, so alleged rapist, and if it's true, Sean Patrick Banks, you can burn in fucking hell. There, I said it. So
there you have it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I
hear you.
You know,
I'm with you there.
If you have a comment, or if you've had a good experience with online dating and you want to counter what we're saying, we want to hear that too.
Absolutely. We want to hear a good story.
Facebook.com/TheGameOverShow. Let us know. In the meantime...
juicy topic, and it's time for...
He said.
She said.
just send a fast shout out to our awesome producer?
Shout out or shout out?
Let's take a shout. Is it shout out? Shot out?
It's shout out.
It's a shout out.
We
to
love
Fiona!
Fiona!
You're awesome! There. Hi.
She keeps us on time. She runs this whole thing.
Yep. She's on it. It's like we go to the graphical transition to the next segment. We get you're at 10 minutes, and it comes in over our earpiece, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
All right. He said, she said today.
Chivalry.
Dead,
dying, or outdated.
So what do you think? You're a woman. You're a woman, right? She's a woman, right?
Last time I checked.
I look at you from here up, so I have no clue, right?
I appreciate that about you. I think.
But she looks great today, right? Totally.
Thanks.
She's just on it.
Thanks. Doing my best. Chivalry. No, I don't think it's dead. I love chivalry. I'm a big fan of chivalry.
And your husband is very chivalrous. She's married to a great guy.
I'm married to an amazing man. And I had a whole weekend. It felt like it was one long weekend of chivalry. But it goes both ways. It's not just the dude does it all. Like, it's, for me, chivalry is such a give and take. And it's a beautiful exchange that's very free-flowing. It's not keeping score.
Right.
That's a big thing, I think, is that I find troublesome in dating. With a lot of women I hear from is, ladies, we tend to keep score. And we tend to be like, this is what I did, but he didn't do this. This is what I did, but he didn't do this.
Well, I think a lot of times people, men or women, keep score when they come from past relationships that weren't equal at all. Or they're in a relationship that isn't equal. So they end up like tallying things right away. Like, I did this, where are you?
Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan with that either. You're supposed to give because you're giving, not because you expect to receive.
Yeah, and it makes you feel good, and then you see that it makes the other person feel good too. I love that.
Well, sure, and if the relationship's right, there'll be a natural reciprocity.
Yes.
Right.
But what would you say in terms of chivalry in 2013 with a lot of women out-earning men? There's, we did a show not too long ago about outsourced masculinity where women have gotten the memo about evolving as women, but men haven't necessarily gotten the memo about evolving as men. So how do men and women be on the same page about chivalry?
Well, I think men have to get to a decent place around chivalry because...
Are they not?
I don't think so. I think that, well...
Do they not like it?
I think that men, a lot of men, not all, by the way, we're speaking in generalities, there's some great guys out there, but I think that a lot of men see it as an opportunity to pick up whomever. So either you're a sexual mark or you're not. So they'll pull out your chair, they'll be chivalrous. They're chivalrous if they're chivalrous. You'll be chivalrous if they're it's such an awesome word.
If they think something's in it for them?
If they think there's a payback. Yeah.
See, I call game over to that.
Oh, totally.
And you we recently did that poll about chivalry, and a lot of people responded. They felt like the only time men were chivalrous was when there was a payoff. Sex.
Right. Well, yeah, specifically sex, either short term or in the long term.
Yeah.
But that's where I come with kind of a different opinion, right? Where chivalry, in my humble opinion, which is not so humble, but it's there. Let me just say that, in my humble opinion.
Which means what comes next is all about him.
Right? but it's chivalry kind of transcends, for me, it transcends gender lines. Mm-hmm. So if you get the sex out of the way or the sexual mark tendency out of the way, then what do? Do you not hold, as a man, do I not hold the door open for another guy because he's got a penis? And I'm not.
Have you checked for the penis?
Well, no, as I said, I look at people from here up, right? So, but no, seriously, like, should I not hold the door open?
So how do you read body language if you're only looking at people from here up?
Peripheral vision.
Is that good?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably.
So what
Work with me.
Okay, moving on. There was a whole other discussion
I know there was
going to go down, and I'm like, that's not the show today. Okay, so... For you, it doesn't matter if you're being chivalrous to a man or a woman. For you, it's just about...
It's a human thing.
It's being human and it's being kind.
Yeah.
And showing appreciation and generosity and positive gestures.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I like that. How many people do you think walk around with that philosophy?
Not enough. I don't know the number, and I wouldn't venture a guess.
Yeah.
But... in today's, people say it's a dog-eat-dog world. I think it's a screw the next guy world.
Yeah, so two thoughts here. One is, whatever number it is who does believe in chivalry, I guarantee you the minute they get behind the wheel of their car, it goes away.
Guilty sometimes. I'm a really chivalrous guy. Guilty sometimes.
Yeah. And we all are. But there's something about getting behind the wheel of the car, and all chivalry goes out the window, and the asshole in all of us comes out. So my question would be to anyone who's in the dating world, think about that analogy. Like, you know, if you get in the car and you become, as we all do sometimes, an instant asshole because we're trying to get where we're going, think about how that applies to your dating life. If you're chivalrous to her, and I'm speaking specifically to men right now, but this is for both. So if you're chivalrous to the person you're on the date with, but not chivalrous to anyone else, the waiter, the bartender, the valet,
right,
your date's going to pick up on that. So as to your point, chivalry should be or can be fluid and to everyone you're around. That's the sign of true and genuine chivalry versus chivalry with an ulterior motive.
Right, no doubt. Well, and there's an example I can give just as a man to another guy, right? Where, and I wrote about this actually now that I think about it in my first book. I was walking by a construction site, and I'd been walking by there every day, and I noticed the same guy. No. But no, I noticed the same foreman who was out there every day, and I watched this building get erected, and
I knew he was going to say erected,
and I knew you were going to know it. So, but I watched this every day, and after a couple of months, I ended up calling him over, and I said, "It looks great, man. I mean, you guys should be really proud." And I said, "Nice work. You're really good at your job," and which is kind of an overture of chivalry. Mm-hmm. And he didn't know what to do with that statement. He almost looked uncomfortable. And then I ended up meeting with him, and I met his wife later. Like he ended up talking to me a couple weeks later, saying it totally changed his outlook on his job. Where a complete stranger had noticed. I didn't do anything special. There's nothing special about that statement. And
that's cool.
Yeah, his wife ended up they ended up talking about it. He went home and talked about it. His wife said, "I've had pride in your work for years." He didn't know that. So, and this is just a simple compliment, right? That I had no motivation in giving. And
changing the world, one construction site at a time.
Yeah.
I do it with a wiggle, but you do it with a compliment.
I think both are beneficial, right? How do you wiggle? Because I only see from here up. So
it's a good wiggle. And the wee one's got the sachet down. It's hilarious.
Oh, Lord. She's too young for that.
Oh, my God. She's got
Stop
some
it.
swagger. Woo!
Oh, God.
Yeah, baby swagger, though. Not sexy swagger.
Ew? That did no.
Moving on.
So from the social stream, we have a lot of people agreeing.
Comments about this.
Yeah. So from Lolo, she says
hey, Lolo.
that no, I don't think chivalry's dead. There's some great people in the world, and I don't think there's anything sexist about it. It's like being treated with respect, and that's a great thing.
Yeah.
From George says chivalry has nothing to do with being sexist, in my opinion. If I open a door for a woman, it has nothing to do with her ability to perform the action.
Nice.
Merely acting with respect. My mother raised me that way. I treat everyone with respect, so he would do
George,
too.
Are you single? If you are, write into the show, because we got a lot of cool single ladies who would love to meet you.
On the flip side, so David Bueller says, a lot of men aren't chivalrous because feminism and feminists insist that men and women are equal and should be treated equally. Okay, well, you know what, David? I agree, so open the door for both. Now what? So that has nothing to do with feminism. Or neither.
I'm angry all of a sudden. I don't know.
Are you driving?
No, but he said feminism, so I got in my angry space.
Feminism makes you angry?
No. I'm just
checking.
Giving you shit, David.
David, she's just giving you shit. I don't want to get hit. So, no, I mean, I think that there's...
Come back.
From a...
I missed you.
From a...
There we go.
From a male-female perspective, like there's... Chivalry can coexist with equality.
Yeah. Oh, it should.
Well, it has to, right?
And I think that's where we get to in 2013 is that it does and it can. Maybe once upon a time we could say that, but because women didn't work as much as they do now, it wasn't equal. But now we are in a thoroughly modern space where we all have to have a job. And so it's not about money. It's not about sex. It's not about gender. It's about generosity of spirit, I think.
I agree.
Really celebrating that. Even when you're in the car, which I know is hard.
Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it.
That's why I'm angry. I want to get in the car.
And no one driving LA today.
Hey, the roads are probably light because it's President's Day.
So, did we get it right?
For road rage.
What do you think? Please give us your commentary. Facebook.com/TheGameOverShow. We want to know, is chivalry dead? What have you run into? And is it
and not with your car.
Genders? Yeah, and not with Lisa's car. And about 15 minutes from now, she'll be leaving the studio. Avoid the roads. In the meantime.
Hey! I think it's time for live love advice.
We always answer. What happened?
Now start.
Okay. Thanks. Our producer's cueing us when shit's still running on the graphics. Sorry about that. Fiona, you're awesome. Awesome.
She's rocking it. I'm a hot mess today.
On the second half of the Game Over show, we always answer your love advice.
We do. I love this part.
Yeah, and we answer it in a very street smart way. Trainwreck
We're
Monday.
having trouble getting words out today.
This is officially called Trainwreck Monday.
So specifically, it's street smart. If you need milk and cookies, go elsewhere. If you want the tough love truth, so you can start saying game on versus game over, huddle up.
That.
Yeah.
That.
Huddle up.
This first request comes in from N.
Hi, N.
N says, what if you think you found the perfect man, he puts you as number one, treats you like a princess, but... Ooh. So you know him, you know his friends... But his friends talk smack behind your back. And it's not really behind your back. It's behind your back in front of you, within earshot, and that's what's happening to N.
Game motherfucking over.
Well, not only that, but he knows it's happening.
Game motherfucking over.
And he doesn't defend her.
Game motherfucking over.
He's known these guys since he was little.
Okay, this is the challenge when dudes got their bros.
Right?
Bros before hoes, say game over to that.
No, it's bullshit. And we're not saying you're a hoe either.
No. But it sounds like these bros have that mentality, and they're not giving you a fair shot or your relationship a fair shot, and your dude is not standing up for you, and I call game over more to that than the friends.
Yeah, I do too.
Wuss pussy.
You shouldn't hold back so much. What do you think?
Wuss motherfucking pussy.
There you go. So, and where I come out is very much the same. Like, if this guy is with you, then he has his job to go, you know what, you don't have to like my girl, but shut up.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk shit. Don't
and that's
do
it.
that.
It doesn't have to be like he has to be your BF. They have to be your BFF.
Right.
But respect.
That's right. Don't talk smack about my girl. Don't do that.
That's what he should be saying.
That's right. Like, you can have your opinions, just don't talk shit. If you don't have anything nice to say, we're going by kindergarten rules. Don't say anything. Yeah, so he needs to, like, come correct, as far as I'm concerned, and straighten his friends out. And you need to tell him that. And if he doesn't want to, it's the same. By him not saying anything, to his friends, he is an accessory to disrespect. So he's allowing it and encouraging it.
Tweet that.
Don't let him get away with that shit.
No.
Please write back in and let us know how that goes.
And the other thing is, you deserve better. I'm sorry, he's not giving it to you, but this is not a sign that there's something wrong with you.
No, this
His
is about him.
friends talking smack. That's not about you.
No. All right, this next one comes in from S.
Hi, S.
S says, I'd like to get some advice.
Ooh, awesome. You're in the right place.
Been with my fiance for 8 months, so fast engagement.
Okay. Well, we don't know. Okay.
Well, they've been together for 8 months.
They've been together for 8 months.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm seeing here. I've been with my fiance for 8 months.
Okay.
One of those strong, intense kind of first meetings. Things were great. They had their ups and downs over 8 months.
Ups and downs?
Fast and furious, right?
Fast and furious?
A couple of months ago, I started noticing that he wasn't committing his whole self to me. Couldn't figure out why. And then I found out why. He admitted to me, this is S talking, that he still had feelings for his ex-wife.
Ooh, got it.
Okay. And he and his ex-wife have a child together, a girl.
The plot thickens.
So she ended up reacting to that, went and talked to a friend outside for a few minutes.
Reacting to what?
Him saying, I still have feelings for my ex, and I need to take a step back from where we're at and figure that out. So good for him for taking a step back.
And being honest about it. Appreciate that.
I guess he ended up thinking more about it, and very quickly thereafter, he said, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to lose what we have. I get what was there and it wasn't good, which is why she's my ex.
Okay.
So we're good here.
That's healthy.
But now she's gun shy. So S is writing in saying that she's gun shy, saying, I don't think I could handle him backtracking again. So
has she told him that?
Well, I don't know. So
Have you told him that, S? Because he needs to know that.
Yeah.
This can't be a wavering that he goes back and forth on.
Right.
He can't flip-flop on this.
No, he can't. And yes, you've been together for a short amount of time.
Yeah, 8 months isn't a long time.
It's not a long time. And, different relationships are different, right? And, all relationships are different where the timelines are whatever.
Sure. Yeah, no judgment there. It's just, it's not a long time.
But you're engaged, and you should, to Lisa's point, listen to Lisa. She's saying put it out there. Because
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
That Lisa was right.
Oh, game on.
Lisa was right.
Thank you.
Today. And as long as she's not driving. And, so, no, but what you really need to do is start your marriage out. You're engaged, so start your soon-to-be marriage out honestly and openly.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell him straight.
If you're worried about this now and there's a kid involved, this woman is going to stay in your life because of the child. So you need to get on the same page with him today so that you don't spend the rest of your life wondering, worrying, or stressing about what if.
Right. Get it
Super
straight.
important.
Get it straight.
Talk about it. And if you need to consistently talk about it, sometimes you gotta talk about that over time. Be willing to have those difficult conversations.
Good luck with that. Please write back in us. Let us know how it goes. This next one comes in from Elle.
Hi, Elle.
Elle says, I'm 21 and I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but I am completely in love with someone I work with.
In there.
He has stayed at my house. Nothing sexual has happened yet, but they have a ton in common. Same books. They talk in the middle of the night. They play fight.
That's cute.
Automatically sharing all food at work. All kinds of great stuff.
He's her work husband.
Well, yes, but there's a lot of romantic feeling here too. She's never felt such strong feelings for anyone in her life, she says, and everything is very heightened. That's a key word for me. So she tried to tell him this.
And what happens?
And he says he can't see anybody at the moment.
What does that mean?
He's not interested in a relationship. They have all this connection from her side.
Okay.
And he's saying that's great, but
I'm not available. He's saying he's not available.
And it's not so. And he also
then why
says,
is he staying in her house?
Why
are they sharing food?
He also says that it's not anything that she's lacking. It's on his side. He's not ready. Now he hasn't slept with her.
Okay, so that he's owning his shit. I appreciate that.
But she feels like she's been hit by a bus. She says.
I don't blame you. I would too.
He's still doing all the same things with her. So they still have this connection.
Well, she has a choice, though.
Yes, she does. So, her question is, it's killing me. What am I supposed to do? I told him I need space, and now I think he's being a little selfish because he really likes the attention and the connection between the two of them.
It's working for him, but it's not working for you, honey.
Right. Well, and this highlights a couple things for me.
Okay.
So, where she says that everything is heightened.
Talk to me about that.
That's infatuation. And infatuation is very dangerous. It heightens everything way, way up.
It's so good, though.
But you don't know how real it is for the long term.
Good.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
It's addicting.
And it is. It's a drug. It's dopamine running through your system.
Yeah.
Total drug. But you don't have any perspective on how real that is. So he's plugging into key needs that she wants.
He is. But so this is what's confusing to me. He's there with her, right? Mm-hmm. He's there with you. He's doing all those things. He's giving her some kind of something that she's feeding into to have the infatuation.
Right.
And he's getting something out of it because he likes the attention.
And the ego boost, for sure.
But you're saying for him that's all it is.
I'm saying that if he wanted something more, he would be there for something more.
So what does she need to do? She needs to create some boundaries, I think.
Massive boundaries. Game over.
Because this is so unhealthy for you if you are madly in love with him and he is not with you. And it's working for him, so he doesn't have to change. But you gotta change.
And if it's real, all you have to do is back off.
Yeah.
And then you'll see how real it is. Really quick. Really quick.
So, specifically, how should she back off?
Stop talking to him. Cut that shit off.
Completely.
Yes. He's getting everything he wants out of this.
That's hard.
It's very difficult. Easy to sit on this side of the camera.
Especially at work. At work, I've been there.
But there's no way to evaluate it.
Boundaries. Get some effective boundaries. Don't be so available. Really hard at work.
Don't be available at all. Don't talk to him. So let him do the damn work. Otherwise, you're in a relationship with yourself.
Ooh, it goes back to that. If you're falling, make sure someone's falling with you.
Yes.
And he's not falling with you. So game over.
And he's telling you that. So
yeah, he's being straight out, which is infuriating and fabulous.
Yeah. Cancel. No more.
All right, game
Game over.
Please let us know how that goes. I feel for you.
This last one comes in from A.
Hi, A.
A says, I met a guy through Facebook, and he knew my family.
Okay.
And he pursued her.
Okay.
And they talked every day for a couple of months. They went on dates. Treats her very, very well.
Nice.
And
There's
then
a butt coming, right?
Well, there is a butt coming. So they had a great relationship for a number of months.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after New Year's, she ended up getting some very bad news.
Okay.
And when they got together, she ended up, according to her, treating her ignorantly, kind of like shit, right?
So
did whatever she did.
Being mean to him.
Being mean or cruel.
Reactive.
Something. She doesn't get into detail.
Okay.
But whatever it was, she was drunk. She came home and sounds like verbally abused him.
Say no more.
Verbally abused him is what it sounds like. And then he won't talk to her anymore.
He has boundaries.
The only thing he did was 3 days later, sent her a Facebook message saying he will never be in that position again. Blocked her friends, done. Like, finished.
I gotta say, good for him.
Well, for the past 7 weeks, she's been trying to make some type of amends.
I know, huh?
And he's not having it. He won't even talk to her.
I say this is a man who has healthy boundaries, and we could all learn something from him about how we want to be treated, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree. I mean, so granted, you made a mistake.
Yeah, and that happens. That happens.
But he took it as a red flag, and based on his behavior, he took it as a deal breaker, and he called it.
And I respect that he's so clear about the deal breakers for him that he's not wavering.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. We as women especially can learn from a guy like this who says, I don't accept this, and there's no wavering, there's no going back. Because while we're not judging you, A, for your behavior, he's not okay with it.
Right.
He's done with it. So
and he wasn't mean to her.
No,
he just canceled the relationship.
He's just clear and solid on that.
Right.
So my suggestion to you would be to forgive yourself because this shit happens. But
learn from it.
But also to learn from this and say, okay, what do I not want to do next time? I definitely don't want to react and be reactive and take out my anger on one thing on another. But then if I'm in another relationship, what kind of boundaries do I need to have? And what are the deal breakers so that I learn how to have effective boundaries too? Definitely.
Yeah, so to your point, do I forget him or try to contact him? It's game over.
Yeah,
like, let him go.
And forgive yourself.
And forgive yourself and learn from it. And by the way, you really need to do exactly what Lisa said. Otherwise, you run the risk of repeating this same behavior in your next relationship. And you'll wonder why that it fell apart again. So do that for yourself. As disappointing as this is a great lesson. And I know that sucks to hear it, but it's a great lesson. So learn it rather than repeat it. Definitely. Yeah. If you have a question, you can find us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. You write in, we keep you anonymous as you noticed, and we answer your questions live on the air. We do, and we love hearing from you after we've given the advice to hear how things are going, what you've done, what you've listened to, what you've said. Oh, game over to their advice. We want to know, so write back into us. Definitely. Until tomorrow, this has been the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando. That makes me Lisa Stedman. We'll see you later. Bye.